This article that came out about Michael, Ashley's husband, and we sort of see his backside in an underwear at the hotel room. What was
Yes.
your initial reaction to seeing that? What went through your mind when you saw it?
I said, Michael, 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 not again. Not again. We cannot have another Michael Darby scandal. And I just was like, what? I was hoping and praying it wasn't him. Oh my God. I was just like, oh Lord, at this point, he needs to be an official cast member because we do more talking about Michael than anybody on this show.
Do you think that Ashley, at least initially, with how she handled the situation and brought to you ladies, honestly, with how she was handling it, and she trusted Michael that that he went to the hotel room, but he didn't sleep with her. He fell asleep. How do you think her reaction was to that? Do you think that Ashley handled it as appropriately as possible, considering she's still married to Michael?
I think Ashley is a better woman than me. I mean, she's handling everything with poise and, I'm just like, I would be going off. I would be throwing clothes out the window. I'd be lighting cars on fire. I'm just like, wow, this is a lot. And it makes it even harder because you're on this public platform. So it's not just a regular, couple that has an incident and just the family and friends know about it. It's the whole freaking world. And
Right.
to me, it just sucks for Ashley as the wife that has to have the weight and carry the weight of all of this once again, even if the rumor isn't true. It's too much. It's too much. But one thing I know about Ashley and Michael, they work their way through some of the toughest moments and they're still going strong. She's pregnant again. So clearly everything is all right. The booty hole has healed and their marriage issues and they're doing good.
Well, thank God for that type of healing. Ashley sort of alluded to the fact that her and Michael have a unconventional type of relationship. I don't want to necessarily say an open relationship, but she's been able to fool around with ladies in the past under Michael's, purview or acceptance. Do you think that part of the reason that there have been so many rumors about Michael is the fact that he just keeps making mistakes, or the fact that they have an unconventional relationship and in the press and the public eye, it's easy to misconstrue that?
Absolutely. At the end of the day, whatever goes on in their marriage that they're agreed to, we might look at it as, oh my God, here he goes again. But if they're okay with it in their marriage, that's on them. I mean, that's how they roll. And the fact that Ashley was able to finally just say it out loud, I think really made a major difference because now there's nothing else to talk about. And for me, if you want to disclose information about how your marriage flows, let you be the one to do that. So I'm happy that she felt comfortable enough to just say, here's what it is. This is what we've been doing. So now everybody can just shut up.
I agree. It was kind of a huge growth moment, especially with all of you ladies, that Ashley was, felt comfortable enough to mention in front of all of you. And she's had her issues with you guys in the past. So it was really nice to see. And, one of the things that happens in the episode is we realized that Candiace doesn't attend your live podcast. And I know that, you had created flyers for it. You had advertised for it. It's caused you to switch a lot of things around and potentially spend more money than you wanted. But in hindsight now, looking at that, given where your friendship was at that point, friendship in air quotes maybe, do you understand why she didn't go?
Oh, yeah, I definitely understand. So for me, like I said, back then I was a person that could just take all the issues, put them in a box, sit them on the shelf and move forward. Clearly she doesn't operate in that way. So I can't expect her to then show up for an event that is my event and for her to be the best Candiace she can be on my stage if she feels as though we have issues that are unresolved. So now looking at it in a different light, now that I've literally done a lot of growth and soul searching over the past year, I totally get it. So it just sucks that I had to spend additional money and literally change up my entire flow for the entire show.
I'm curious, have you and Candiace spoken to each other since the altercation, or are you waiting until the reunion to unpack what has sort of happened between the two of you?
There's really nothing to unpack. I have nothing to say to her. I have not spoken to her since the altercation. I have no desire to speak to her. It is what it is. Like there's nothing that needs to be addressed, really.
I mean, I'd like to think because you and Giselle could make up and be friends. I'd like to think there might be some sort of space for reconciliation, or do you not see that happening with Candiace at all?
Well, the term friends, when it comes to Giselle, that's used very loosely.
Fair enough.
Anyone but herself. And like I said, when I was in Newburgh, that was equivalent to me being able to make up and move forward. So putting things into a box, saying I'm gonna sit it over there and I'm gonna move forward with the group. Where Candiace and I are now, we've surpassed that. So to me, unless you really desire to repair the friendship and try to come together and move forward, then it deserves a conversation. But if I already know I'm done, then what do I need to talk to her for? Why should I upset myself when I see how she's been moving over this past year and it's not friendly? So.
Well, on some brighter news before I let you go, Monique, you were just as busy as ever. You're making us all look bad here in 2020, and you have a new children's book coming out. What can you tell me about it? It's really exciting.
Yes, Not for Lazy Moms has released our first book written by me. It's called Potty Training Mommy and Daddy, and it is a guide to introducing infant potty training as early as 6 months old. So the book came out early in August. It's available for sale on my website, notforlazymoms.com. It's also in every major store like Barnes & Nobles and even Amazon if you want to buy it, the Kindle version or anything else. But it's a book that talks about how to introduce potty training early, which is what I did with my children, and he's back. And T'Challa included.
I was going to say, you did it with T'Challa pretty impressively, so that deserves its own book.
He is doing the most today. Like, I really think he's excited to see you. He never gets this involved when I'm doing interviews.
I love you, T'Challa.
It's funny. So so I created this step-by-step handbook that kind of gives you a little bit of details that I used and techniques that I used when I potty trained all three of my children. So it's just a short read for the busy mom and dad that will kind of just gear you up and prepare you for potty training. And it's a perfect gift for a new mom so that she can actually start the process sooner than later. And we do have other tips and tricks for walkers as well. So 2 and 3-year-olds, we got you covered as well in the book.
Wow, Monique, you are just a mogul. T'Challa's even better than you, if it's hard to imagine. But thank you so much for being here. T'Challa, thank you. I cannot wait to see the continuation of the Real Housewives of Potomac. Thank you so much, Monique.
Thank you.
People, you can catch new episodes of the Real Housewives of Potomac every Sunday at 9, 8 Central on Bravo. And you can get Monique's new book, Potty Training Mommy and Daddy. It's available on Amazon and her website, notforlazymoms.com.